Alright, so this is gonna be a fun little test here. Let me see. Right, let's skip this. This is Crash, and this is not, if you're looking at the title, this is not the Sane Trilogy. But I wanted to try, maybe, you can't see that, that's fine. I wanted to try the original first. This is the PlayStation version. I'm running this through DuckStation. And I'm also using lossless scaling, which means that you should be seeing, like I'm doing, 60 frames per second Crash. Yes, it's fun to see, you know, what can an emulator bring to the table and what will the new, you know, fresh of this bring. I played the fourth one, so I pretty much know what the graphic is going to be like. So we have the D-pad here. This is a 30 frames per second game, and I'm using lossless scaling. It then brings it to 60 frames. And that is what should be recorded. Yeah, this shows 30 frames, and that is fine, because below my little camera window there is the lossless scaling, and it is saying the same like... Oh crap! It's saying the same like the MSI Afterburner. There we go. The MSI Afterburner FPS is showing that the game is internally going for 30 frames per second, and then it's getting a frame generated to 60 that I can see here. Input is fine. I'm sure there is a measurable input latency here, but it feels something that I can get used to. But yeah, and I'm also using in DuckStation the kind of anti-wobble thing, and this is just kind of, and you know, obviously we have some upscaling and stuff like that. I just think it's kind of funny just to see, you know, what can you bring with like an emulator, and what is the first stage on going to look on the Sane Trilogy. And I wanted to try that. I know this is difficult games, and I played this first back a little bit in the 90s, not a lot. But I gotta say that with the DuckStation, this game, and using lossless scaling here, it's pretty damn smooth. Looks with you know, the anti-wobble thing, it looks pretty freaking sharp. Like, this is graphic that I would not have a problem with graphics like this today. So we are going to skip to the modern game. Right after I'm thinking this first maybe level here, so you can then see, you know, what the modern graphic is going to bring to this kind of classic games. So, but yeah, this is a nice combo, DuckStation and lossless scaling. It works pretty damn good for this game. Without lossless scaling, maybe you get a little bit better input latency, because this is a very, you know, low FPS game here. Like 30 frames is not the best. Frame generation, in my general opinion, is like 60 to 120, or, you know, something like that is much better. But let's switch away from this. Let's see, it should just be able to, there you can see, lossless scaling we are running with frame generation and scaling type and everything here. So there we go. Let's close this one down, close lossless scaling down, and let's start the modern up. And I'm gonna switch. Unfortunately, I have the Xbox Game Pass version, which does not like Steam or Steam input, which means, oh right, I need to press that. So I need to switch my gamepad to Xbox mode. We're gonna...
Activision presents a smashing blast from the past.
we go. Hopefully it's capture it soon here. Come on, capture the game. Don't be like that. Oh, it doesn't seem like you want to capture it. That's fine, we're gonna switch to windowed mode. And there we go. There we go. Right, so this is the modern game. Options. So you have no remapping, which sucks ass, and this is the Xbox for PC, you know, version, Xbox Game Pass for PC version, which means I cannot use this game in Steam as a non-Steam game and through Steam then remap. So I had to use, you know, my gamepad here in the default settings, and if I wanted to remap anything I had to use some other external tool. The gamesir app, you can do that, but that's why I don't like Game Pass, because you are so restricted in so many ways. Yeah, and you can't like in any way that I know of add a Game Pass game and get it really going. Maybe through Glosk or something like, but like it's so iffy, and this is just a let's try, so this is not good. You can also see that the frame rate is limited to 60 frames, so we're gonna get the same smoothness but less latency in many ways from the original emulated. And I'm gonna show the performance when we get into game. We have graphic settings, display mode, window, full screen or exclusive full screen. You have only 16:9. I tried ultra widescreen, did not. You had black bars, only 60 frames, which is not good. I could probably use lossless scaling for this game to get better, you know, higher frame rate. But you can tweak a lot of nice little graphical settings here. Shadows, ambition, occlusion, bloom, motion blur, depth of field and fur blur. You have a preset to tweak this to something fitting. More settings would have been nice, right? But high quality FXAA, not the best. You know, we have TSAA, you know, like TAA, TSR. There are better things like this, but it is a pretty lightweight game, I feel like. So, and you have all of this. I'm gonna play a little bit of the first game here to try this and just see how it feels and what the graphic and stuff like that are. No, I did not mean continue. Well, let's go back and play the first level again. There we go. I wanna, you know, showcase the first level versus how it was on the wait, what? Can I not? Huh? Can I go to the menu? Can I start from the beginning? This is not not the best way to do stuff here. The menu and stuff could be tweaked. I don't think you have any save slots. So let's go. This should probably, yeah, it overwrite. The autosave slot, okay, but you can disable autosaving. But well, we override. Maybe there's manual saving for save slots kind of things.
We haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex commandos to world
The game do not
domination.
pause when I tab out. I like that.
I shall reign triumphant.
So you have a nice little cutscene. Was this cutscene? I didn't see this in the PlayStation.
Quickly, into the vortex.
Maybe this is
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready.
maybe this was added to the Insane remaster here. It do look very nice, just like the Spyro. I think the Spyro remaster used the same kind of engine.
Capture him.
Seems to be maybe a couple of cores or threads used here, nothing super crazy.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
About 30% of my RTX 3070 so far being used. Right, let's see here. Let me show you the performance. Let me tab out and do. On the top left, you can see the performance there. So, you have analog stick, but it is digital. Seems to be 8 direction only, almost no analog at all. But around 40% utilization here on my RTX 3070 VRAM with OBS recording, 3 GB, and you can see a couple of threads, none being maxed out, so it's not single threaded limited, 60 frame FPS lock, which is not fine. Definitely should have gone for 120 frames. So, but yeah, that's the performance. Let's do this. You know, I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna add 120 frame lossless scaling so I get the same. Well, I get maybe, but since I do have a little bit of a latency. Maybe have a little bit of a latency penalty, just like for the PlayStation. It feels snappier, obviously, because it's 60 frames here. But I turn on lossless scaling. It should only be visible for me. The 100 extra smoothness. But the graphic is a top notch here. It's just a shame that this is limited to 60 frames. It's a really weird decision. The music is really bopping, feels and sounds, you know, good, very true to life. You know, the levels are very like, you know, the old school levels. But a game like this, definitely, I like it with 120 frames. A lossless scaling here for me that you can unfortunately not see. Hopefully you can't see, because then you might see some weird graphic glitches that you shouldn't have to. It is much nicer in 120 frames. And I think it is really unfortunate that it's not like the 120 frames by default. And yeah, it feels very snappy, it looks I like this art style. The biggest thing so far that I'm missing is obviously remapping of... We don't care about that. Remapping of the controls, maybe tweak some of the main menu control menu layout, but tweaking the game controls is number one here. And then adding, you know, higher FPS frame rate support. And then I do believe there is like horizontal levels that I would love to have, you know, ultra wide screen support in. But unfortunately, when I tried it, they were black bars. At least in these first levels. Maybe, I don't know if black bars is present in later levels or not. Yeah. Definitely a fun thing, you know. Probably something I could play this more of. Maybe in the future is something that I would do. Have quite a nice little backlog at the moment. Oh, this is a bonus stage, right? Yeah, like this is definitely oink. A game that is for me very good with lossless scaling, because the camera doesn't move like in a FPS games or a third-person shooter or something like that. It's more of a slower camera movement, it's more fixed. So it's gonna be, I feel it's gonna be less artifacts. I don't really see any negative artifacts with lossless scaling here. And since it's a locked 60 frames per second, you should get a smooth 120 frames. Or if you have support for up to 180 frames with 3 times the generation. 3 times the frame generation. I could try that. That would give me 90 frames. Should we try? I'm a little bit curious to see something. If I go in here, I want to see how this game will feel input lag wise. If I turn this down to, if I turn this one down to, well, let's go with 40, 80, 120. Let's turn this to 40. VSync on. I shouldn't need to have VSync on, right? VSync off. Here we go. Are you sure you want to apply? Yes. Should be good. Except for one little annoying thing here. I'm just gonna do this right now. I want to try the, come on. Nope, not that one. There we go. I'm just gonna try this with frame generation real quickly. And I'm gonna try the 3 times frame generation. How is this gonna go? 40 frames per second. I'm getting 120 frames. Oh, frame generation here. Yeah, feels pretty much on par with the emulator now, input lag wise. Oh right, there we go. It's still, this game definitely, again, it works very well with lossless scaling. Very little artifacts, stuff that I don't really notice anything. But, alright, I wanted to try that. I'm gonna turn this one off. Let's turn off scaling altogether and just play it as it is. 60 frames. Apply, yes. But yeah, I can definitely recommend. Oh crap! Lossless scaling with this game. You get 120 frames. Woo! Alright, so we can't. Right, that was. Ooh. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be a challenging game. It's not known to be like a super easy game or anything, but it feels really good here. And again, these maps I would have loved to be able to run this in in ultra widescreen. Right, but if we do this, yes, you can see that unfortunately there are black bars. So even though the game says it's supported, it really doesn't support ultra widescreen. It's only pretty much 16:9. Maybe 4:3 works. No, that gives you black bar on top and the bottom. Yeah, it's only 16:9. There we go. Let me just... You... I have to do this. There we go. There's a little bit of a weird bug here for me. When I change the resolution. It's probably because I'm using some tweaking. Am I going left? Left, I'm going left. Yeah, it's probably because I'm using a little bit of tweaking. To do or Windows that's causing it, so I don't think it's the game's fault. So I hate to continue. But this is a good remaster overall, but it could be better. Like, it should always offer remapping of your gamepad and your keyboard. That is something. Game options. No. Right, you can change stuff like here, music levels. Yeah, you can remap. Your keyboard you can remap. But gamepad is fixed. You're just gonna have to play like that. It's working, but I think it's not nice that you aren't allowed to just tweak them a little bit more. Like I can without a doubt play through this game with these controls. I do really feel that overall, you know, it is a very solid remaster. Just that these little things is just, it's a little bit almost silly that they aren't available. That's a checkpoint. So far, it's the difficulty is, you know, pretty simple here, but as the game goes on, it's definitely going to be ramping up in difficulty. Whoop. Owing, nice looking animation there. This can definitely be a little bit of a challenging one, since you can't really see. You have to just react to something here quickly. One. But again, I gotta just highlight, I think the graphic is top notch, and they really kept the original spirit well with this. Like, the base gameplay is really top notch for a remaster. Just that the remapping is just a silly, sad, missing thing, and like, to only get the locked 60 frames, this is not a super demanding game. That I feel is just a little bit a missed opportunity to not go for 160 frames. Or higher frame rate support. At least, you know, I would at least like, you know, 120 or more frames. That's somewhere around 90 frames is where where stuff starts to feel nice and smooth for me. Yeah, here we start seeing a little bit of a ramp in the difficulty for sure. Well, not a ramp, but it's the difficulty is getting a little bit more, you know, the challenging side, because this is always have been known as a challenging game. So, oh. Especially if you're gonna go for all boxes. Okay, so the purple one always do that. Boing. So it's kind of interesting. So in these stages I'm using the D-pad, and in the other stages I kind of switch to the analog. Oops. Yeah, really love this graphical style that they went for here. Boing, boing. Nice music. It is definitely a very solid game here. These are really good platformers all in all, and if you buy this, you know, the Sane Trilogy, you know, you get all the 3 kind of base platforming games there. And if you want more, you have the 4th installments available on PC, looking just as nice as this, if not nicer than this game. Oh, this is the first boss, right? Huh. Okay. Right. Oh my god, I'm just silly mistakes here of me. Oh, jeez. I was not... Oh, man, I need to count. I think he ups it. Is it 3 times first? 1... No, 2 times. Okay, now it's 3 times, right? 3. Right, now it's gonna be 4 times. And now it's gonna be 5 times. I got bumped by him. Oh my god, this is... Oh, what an annoying... Yeah, you just needed to keep track of the amount of spins around there. Silly that's of me. Not a tricky thing here, really. I don't know if there's gonna be like a level that's gonna... Oh, right, here you can do manual saving. Right, that's good. And you have also autosave for every like level there, I'm guessing. Right, let's continue a little bit more here. It's just a very fun, solid platformer. But I gotta say that even the classic one was with, you know, with all of the duck station there and lossy scaling, this has a little bit better input latency for sure, or lower input latency, right? But other than that, and it is better looking graphic here, but it's not too bad. The classic game really kind of graphically holds up with some upscaling to like an emulator like Duck Station. Oh man, that's interesting. But yeah, I definitely still feel that the emulator holds quite good with some upscaling. Maybe if you like it, add some anti-wobble thing, so you get like this more stable, like this game, more of a stable, less. That's a very, like, it's not, it doesn't, not like it feels like a difficult, it just feels like a very awkward jump to do there. Is that the difficulty in these games? Just awkwardly time some of the jumps? But again, yeah, it's not really that bad, the emulator or anything like that. Since it is a kind of clean, sharp graphic. Thank you. And that also that also translates very well here in this modern era. Right, so the difficulty seems to be lying a lot in just timing these jumps here so far. And it can be a little bit jarring in this perspective here. It definitely doesn't have like a Celeste or Meat Boy. No! Platformer difficulty. It's difficulty so far has just been trying to like see the depths and how to jump. Do 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 do. All right. No, she was kidnapped. Oh, like that. It's just sometimes just interesting timing the jump. Like trying to see how far I'm supposed to jump. That to me is a little bit of a different difficulty compared to just Celeste platformers or Meat Boy platformers, and even some Mario, some of the 2D Mario platforming. Obviously this is in 3D, but yeah, it's I haven't gotten this game hasn't given me like, oh my god, this is a brutally difficult game. yet. I've read a lot and heard a lot of like this is a very difficult game and everything like that, but all of the levels so far has been very kind of easy breezy. Overall, it's just been a little bit interesting trying with the depth perception to time some of the jumps. Right, and here we have... Oh no! Whoa! I would say another thing that I feel is missing in this... Ooh, in this remaster is pure 100% analog input. Whoa, okay. I feel that is something... Okay. Oh, right. I feel that is something that would have been fun to have. It is, you know, analog stick is working, but it is digital input, pretty much. You know, you have max speed and that's it. Having more of a proper analog controls would have been a nice little addition here. Now, this is quite a tricky section, but it's a lot of just trying to memorize. Jesus, damn it. A lot of things seems like it is just pure memorization here. Yeah, not too crazy. Again, just a little bit with some of the depth perception, how to time a few jumps there. Not really purely difficulty so far. So you can save. Okay, so you can do a manual save whenever you want. Save low. So how do you save? Oh, you save with that. Okay, but you don't really need to do that because you have the auto-saving. Okay, so that's how you can make manual slots. You can have up to 4 manual saving. Alright, that's nice. Or you can be one player using 4 different slots. All right. Whoop. Like if you're not going to collect all the apples, I feel the difficulty definitely is going to be more accessible than if you try to go for all of the boxes or whoa all the boxes or all the apples to collect. That is definitely part of the... Whoa, okay, that was a jumping pad. That is definitely part of the difficulty, trying to collect everything, making the game a lot more difficult. But there's nothing too crazy yet here. Damn it, okay, it was that powerful, the explosion, I wasn't sure. Alright, let's try this one, they are getting more difficult. Definitely he's a little... Oh, that one is... Alright. Can be a little bit interesting to time for when you're timing your jumping over some gaps. But... Alright, I have to do that. Do that. But yeah, this is the most difficult thing just to, if you want to time that to get all of those. If you don't try to go for those, I think it's gonna be easier. Let's not try to go for that. Oops. Oh, oops. I guess this is where you start calling it a little bit difficult, but... oops, I should have done that. Oops. Doesn't feel that crazy so far, even though I'm messing up here. Alright. Oh, oops. No, exactly. It felt like I didn't... I did adjust a little bit, but not as much as I feel the game told me that I was. It is this little kind of front flip that is kind of off-putting to my timing here. That's the same there again. So it's like, it's not super difficult, it's more just... it's a little bit weird with that timing there. Oh, too soon, okay. Yeah, okay, this is definitely... Okay, I see here. This is probably where they're starting to ramp the difficulty up. Oh, I was... Okay, I didn't bounce off this. Huh. It's a little bit just weird, like, I bounced this one. The previous one I didn't bounce off. Was interesting. So if I jump here, now I bounce. Okay. It's definitely a tight timing here. Right, yeah, this is probably where it starts ramping up a little bit in difficulty. Yeah, it is. But so far it just feels a little bit weird. Yeah, this front flip is feeling just a little bit weird. It makes me feel imprecise when I do my platforming. Not like it's down that dangerous, it just feels wonky to me. That flip there, it's just off-putting me. Not any it's not too crazy difficulty, it just feels a little bit wonky, some of this stuff. To me. This could just be a me problem here, right? Yeah, I don't like the front flip kind of pushes me forward in a way that makes it interesting. Okay, so... Oh, the save is all the way back here. Okay, so I do have to do small jumps on that one. Small bouncing. Don't think I can make this cycle. Oh, too spinny. Spinny just a tad too soon. Like, this doesn't feel like I'm dying a lot and everything, but it's not like I feel it's difficult. It feels a little bit wonky to me, to be quite honest. And again, you can definitely say that, hey, that's just a skill issue, that's fine. But compared to many other platforms and everything that I played, something is just feeling a tad bit off with, like, just having good control here over the character and some of the cycles and that. It definitely makes me die a lot, and I guess that is what you could call a challenging game. But I'm not sure I would call that challenging. It just feels a little bit like I don't have full control, the control that I like. Oops. Did I get this helper because I died so much? Maybe I did. Wouldn't mind a checkpoint just to not have to do too much again and again. Alright. Yeah, it's just if they would have extended this a few pixels, it just would have felt more of a fluid thing there. I don't know, again, I am dying a lot, and I definitely can see that that is, you know, what you would call a difficult game, but I feel I'm dying more because I feel don't have the kind of precision that I really enjoy in some aspects. Especially this front flip thing is gonna take a little bit of time to get used to. That's good. But it is a fun and good game here, but yeah, to me, I don't think I will be focusing on this game. I definitely could, because it is definitely a good, solid looking and a feeling platformer, but some of how the time and how the animation is makes it feels a little bit off to me, so you know. And it's definitely, I start feeling, you know, the more and more the kind of, you know, the difficulty by the more deaths and everything. But yeah, some of it is from, I feel, a little bit just difficulty in this area. It's just a little bit of interesting trying to get the correct perspective and timing of the jumps down, and whoop. Some of the other it's been a little bit of just how the the forward flip just throws my. Okay, that apparently is insta hit there. Yeah, some of the front flip has a little bit that makes it feel a little bit like I don't have the precise control that I like. Dude, but always something to get used to. But yeah, in these levels it is mostly me trying to just fighting kind of like the depth. Like when to do the timing for this jump, it feels That's a little bit interesting. It doesn't look like I can make this jump, but I can, and it's a little bit of a perspective thing, I feel like. So to me, it's not like your difficulty in my traditional feeling. It's more for just a graphical illusion difficulty. That is okay. You don't bounce from that. So far I've been getting quite a few lives here, but I do need the lives, so that's good. Again, this lies more in difficulty to trying to spot, can I make the jump or can I not make the jump there than actually making the jump. It's more like I'm doing like a leap of faith thing. But that's just a personal kind of like observation and thing that I prefer. Did not think I was gonna make that. I wonder how the continues work. Do I maybe with the, at least in this game, maybe I don't think it was that in the original, right? I probably can restart from the game, like from my save, so I can restart from here if you save. I think this is the second boss, right? Yeah, I think this is the second boss. Let's see how many times I will die here. I do die a lot, so, but... Wow, one hit kill for me. Alright, you have to look at... Again, yeah, interesting. It's more about just trying to see the graphic here. And timing... Just kind of trying to get how the depth working here for me. Easy, I'm gonna game over here. Definitely you can call this difficulty, but it just feels a bit more just wonky to me here than pure difficulty. Like trying to find, I'm fighting more like the depth camera thing. Okay, so right, it gives me easy mode helper here. I think I'm supposed to do that, right? No, okay. So I probably have to do that and then jump away. Yeah, okay. Now I need to memorize different pattern. Yeah, it's mostly about memorizing patterns so far. It's more of an annoying than a pure difficulty thing here. So it's probably best if you do this one. Right, this is going a little bit faster. Down here. Bonk. Up here. Bonk. And then... No, he jumps to that one. Right, and now he's gonna hit. AM, okay. Which I don't have the last pattern down, unfortunately. Here it's very easy. It's more like just getting this depth correct, the patterns, and then no? Okay. Oh, come on! That was so close to time that also. Ah, okay. Yeah. Just so far pattern memorizing and trying to time these depth jump here. Ah, that should have hit otherwise. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I don't get a pure this is difficulty. This is more a little bit just annoying and pattern trying to memorize them. And not really my type here. Boss style. Damn it. yeah. Just a little bit of memorization here. Not my type of difficulty thing here that I really prefer in that way, but hey. There we go. I think this is a good Let's Try. It's a very solid platformer game and everything. For sure. If I want to stream this or play more, I'm gonna take a save, but I think not at the moment. Maybe in the future, or not right now. Try to remember this. If I needed like something to play in the future, I could revisit this. It is graphically, I really think this is very, very solid. And like it is simple, but they are effective inputs, you know. The biggest definitely thing is again in the options here. The problem with that, right? The no remapping whatsoever. It's just bad. And since I have the Xbox Game Pass version for PC, that means I can't use Steam to remap, which just makes it more annoying. I could use my Steam controller in keyboard and mouse desktop mode, and you know, this is pretty much a digital input anyway, because again, that is also a little bit sad that the analog doesn't really have a good smooth super analog thing to it, right? You only have one speed, and you pretty much only have, you might have more than 8 directions, but it almost feels like you only have 8 directions even with the analog stick. So really no benefit to using that, and no extra smoothness by using the analog stick, unfortunately. So remapping and make the analog stick better is what I miss. And then I would love for this to be, you know, like higher frame rate than 60. Other than that, everything feels very solid. And you get 3 games for you know, this one for one price. They are definitely challenging, but it depends on what kind of challenge you are looking for, right? I feel for me a lot of the challenges were just pure 100% memorization of the boss pattern there. A lot less just reacting. I don't know, it didn't really speak to me as a really fun challenge there. I did die a lot, obviously, trying to just memorize this tile I can stand, it jumps there, but not really my type of difficulty that I enjoy. And then you have that when you go in the screen, like you have this horizontal, and then you have stages that are like more vertically in or out of the screen, right? And those are cool looking, but they are also a little bit difficult to like just visually time your jumps. Unfortunately, it feels a little bit of a slushy, not precise platforming sometimes, and especially with when you try to do some of the high jumps and it does this little flip at the end, it kind of offsets my brain a little bit to like how to time it. And some of the platforming, it's just difficult because they have very like unforgiving cycles, and it's like alright, but if some of them felt a little bit just I don't know. So yeah, it definitely is a challenging game. It might not be the challenge that you prefer, but it is a very good game here, very solid. It's a very solid remaster, and if you have Game Pass, you know, just why not give it a go. And also on Steam, maybe it should probably hit some sales pretty, you know, fairly regularly, and it's definitely a good thing to have here and try. Maybe you don't have to play this, you know, hours and hours. Maybe jump in 30 minutes, something, do a level here and there, and it might be a really good way for you to experience it if you not really want to just love it and like spend hours and hours for this type of difficulty. This could still be worth it. Just, you know, man, I have like 36 minutes. You know what? Go for some Crash Bandicoot Sane Trilogy. So yeah, that's it for this Let's Try. Thanks for watching. You can leave a like, a comment if you want to do that. Follow, check back to the channel if you don't want to miss more Let's Try and video game stuff. If you want to see me stream not this game in the future, you can leave a comment if you want that back the Let's Plays or the streams to YouTube, you can leave a comment about that, or you can try to catch me on Twitch on my Hulk and Strong channel there. It should be down in the YouTube bio. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and goodbye.